It seems to be in every discussion that I see people talking about the Houston Astros now, that this one thing is being thrown around and taken as the Houston Astros don't have a good chance to repeat next year. That the Houston Astros shouldn't be favored to go back to the World Series, if not win it next year. And that is the fact that their ace pitcher, Justin Verlander, left Houston this offseason to go to New York for a bazooka amount of money. And look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Houston Astros are going to replace his production last year to a T, because it's hard to replace a guy that pitched 175 innings with a 1.75 ERA. That's just a really hard thing to replicate. The fact that Justin Verlander had an all-time historically great season. But what I can tell you is what I've dissected from the Houston Astros and their organization and that starting rotation from last year is that they have more than enough arms from last year's starting rotation left over, that not only they can cover the innings that Verlander left, but they can also get those quality starts that Verlander gave them out of a few other guys. Look, obviously there is a big belief in Framber Valdez next year being the ace of this team, and Christian Javier having the stuff to be a number 1 as well on this team, but obviously they're going to slot him into the number 2 spot. We know what Lance McCullers Jr. is going to give us next year, but there's a few guys that have got lost in the mix, the shuffle of all these great pitchers in Houston. One of those guys being Luis Garcia, a guy that after his 3rd season has now got a career ERA of a 3.57, who pitched over 150 innings in the 2022 season. As Luis has gone on and on and on in his career so far in the majors, he's developed into a better and a better and a better pitcher. And at times last year, he looked unhittable. When he gets his cutter working for him, he's a very hard pitcher to hit. If he can give the Astros another 150 plus innings with a 3.5 sub ERA, it'll help mend some of that loss that they're losing with Justin Verlander. Now there's another guy that's got lost in the mix of the shuffle of all these great names in Houston, and that is Mr. Jose Urquidy. After completing his 4th season in the majors, we pretty much already know what kind of pitcher Jose Urquidy is. A sub 4, 3.9 ERA type of dude, but he can eat up a lot of innings for you. Nothing more to really say about him other than he doesn't have anything overpowering, but he's just so efficient whenever he's on at creating outs and getting through innings for you. Like Luis Garcia, if Jose can give you 175 plus innings next year, it could really help mitigate the Houston Astros loss of those innings with Justin Verlander. But finally, there's one more guy that no one really is talking about, yet there is a quiet whisper about him around Houston. Mr. Hunter Brown, an almost copy and paste version of Justin Verlander. And I'm not kidding. You can literally go and watch Hunter Brown versus Justin Verlander, their windup and delivery. It's almost scary how similar to a T they both are. How Hunter Brown has mimicked himself after his idol, Justin Verlander. As someone who watched Hunter Brown in his debut in the major leagues versus the Texas Rangers earlier this season, I gotta say, Hunter Brown is so impressive. What a stud this kid has a chance to be. The fastball, high velo on it, and the highest recorded velocity on his slider this past season. The kid has a chance to be one of the top pitchers in the league for many years to come. And here's the funny thing about it. He's going to end up being the one that eats up all these innings for Justin Verlander in his departure. The belief in Houston and the organization is that Hunter Brown is going to be the future stud of this franchise. The flamethrower that the franchise doesn't have at the moment. And when you pair that guy with guys like Lance McCullers Jr., who was 2nd in ERA in 2021 in the AL, Framber Valdez, who shined and had a coming out party last year, and Christian Javier, who is almost as unhittable as any pitcher in the league can be, it gets scary to see on paper what the starting rotation could actually be. And that's on top of the fact that they're bringing back almost their entire bullpen from the playoffs this last season into the next season. For me, as long as the bullpen can give you a sub 2.5 ERA for the entire season, and the starting rotation can stay underneath a 3.5 ERA throughout the entire season, this team has a very good shot to go and repeat. But anyways, love to know something in the comment section down below. Do y'all agree with me? Do y'all disagree with me? Let me know. And as always, if you haven't, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new, because I have plenty more baseball content like this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Adios, mis amigos.